All right, so welcome back. Sorry we had to cut in the middle of the webinar, so go watch the first half. For everybody that's watching the replay. Okay, so let's pick back up. We were talking about the ABCs and we talked about holding yourself accountable, and we got into branding, and we talked about how you need to get find your name. Okay, next, before you sign up for these websites, and if you already have, you could just go change it. It's not that big of a deal, but I would highly suggest that you create a email with your stage name. So for instance, like PaisleyHayes@gmail.com or something like that. And don't use your real name because then that everything you don't want to get in back associated with like your real name. So there's that. Also with branding, you want to know how to conduct yourself. I found myself just kind of coaching people through this process and even just by trial and error with me. And what I mean by that is how to conduct yourself online and your social media, how to conduct yourself if you're in the middle of cam and you got one of the guys that's really just pissing you off in your room or just doing something, but you have to know how to keep your composure and to be able to have patience and things like that. So those are things that I do cover in my courses or when I first have a consultation with someone, just being able to talk about those things. Also with branding, you are going to want to establish yourself on social media, know how to effectively cross promote and even find your peers in this industry. Networking, Networking is how I've survived for 5 years in this industry. And just being learning my peers and being there, like when, for instance, how I tell you all in my Telegram groups, when Loyal Fans or Sex Panther or Clips for Sale, whenever they do their webinars, it's important to be at those things if you're on those sites because you get to network with other people and just meet the brands and have them follow you on social media and things of that sort. Okay, so C stands for consistency. Again, you aren't going to be successful in this industry if you don't know how to get on a schedule and be consistent with that said schedule. That's what's going to help you reach these goals when you want to have these $300 and up days. Sometimes it's just luck and you're just like, oh, whatever, I'm just getting on. I don't really feel like I'm just chilling, whatever. And then you look up and you get a whale. That's great. But not every day is like that. And so you're going to have those days where you're like, damn, I'm not getting no calls. What the hell? Like, I'm not getting tokens on cam. What's going on? But to know how to just be like, okay, as long as I'm consistent and I keep working, like the money is going to come. Also, you got to learn how to focus. That is the one of the things to getting consistent is getting your focus in. So a couple of things that we talk about in the course when it comes to consistency is task optimization. I do weekly check-ins to just make sure I hold all of my students accountable because it's hard. It was really hard in the beginning and I don't know. Like I said in the other first half that when I was working at Whataburger, that coming from working there and having a boss over my head telling me when to do things, when to take breaks, and hey, if you're gonna be late one more shift, I'm gonna have to write you up. Having those things we don't have here, but I'm able to hold you accountable at least while you're in the courses with me. All right. Um, Then once you get past the ABCs or understand that, I always tell people you need to pick a focus. Is your main focus going to be, or as a solo creator, is your main focus going to be camming or PSO? Because like making content and everything else, like sexting and all that kind of trickles down under both of them. If I was just getting into this industry, I would not try to tackle both at the same time. I just want to say that because I know some people are like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want like that's cool, but make your plan. So start one, and then maybe 6 months down the line, you can add on the other once you've gone through the whole. Say you start off as a PSO and then master that and then learn how to make content before you get cam, because it's a lot of time and effort that you have to apply to both. And just from experience of me trying to juggle everything, I noticed that when I'm giving my focus to one or the other, that's and not both at the same time, that I'm really making more money, to be honest, just to be clear. Okay. So the cam sites and phone tech sites that I cover in this course are, I only talk about token-based cam sites. I've never worked for StreamMates, Live Jasmine, those type of sites. So I talk about Chatterbaits, camsoda, My Free Cams, camming on ManyVids, bonga cams, which is good if you only can cam from your phone. And then phone sex sites, Niteflirt, Sex Panther, TalktoMe. I briefly talk about Phone Stars just because I do like everyone to be aware of that company, but I wouldn't make that my first choice because it's just a lot of taboo talk on there. Once you establish that, the next thing I would do as a solo creator is sell content. So, okay, cool. You're either a cam model or you're a PSO, and then you're also going to sell content. And then finding a good clip site that works for you is also key. So some of the ones I like to talk about are I Want Clips, because that's also a phone tech site. So you got I Want Phone on there. ManyVids. Oh, why can't I think off the top of my head? I Want Clips, ManyVids. Clips for Sale and Loyal Fans. I don't know why I couldn't think of those two. Once you figured all that out, what platforms you're going to tackle, what's interesting to you, next, you got to get your schedule together. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know why this can be the most difficult thing for me to try to get across to y'all, but I've had people try to try to get past this and you just can't. Like if you're going to do a consultation with me or you're going to get in my classes, like I'm going to preach schedule and we got to get on track with the schedule. If you can't give me at least 10 hours bare minimum that you can commit to this, I can't help you on your journey to success. So I feel like every hour that you have should be time blocked. We're all entrepreneurs and we should be structured. Also, time blocking allows you to not only just see when you're going to work, but also see when you're going to have your free time to yourself, when you're going to make time for your kids or your boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, family. Like you want to have all those things on your schedule as well. So that's why I really, really preach scheduling. Um, it allows you to be able to also to track your earnings. If y'all are not getting the averages of what you're making, go ahead and start. I just started this year, so this was my 5th year, and I hate that I just started this year, but nonetheless, I did. So started in January of 2023. What I did was I wasn't there in 18, but January of 2019 through January of 2022, I did every average. So I looked at what I made every single January, and then I got the average of that. And that was kind of my goal setting for each month this year to make sure that I passed what my average was for the previous 4 years. If you're not that far along in your journey, at least doing it month by month. Once you write what you make every single day on one full calendar, at the end of that month, you can go get your averages for Tuesdays or Mondays or whatever days and see which days are bringing you the most money, which ones aren't, maybe which days you want to put some more time and effort into. So that's important. Also, when you're making your schedule, be kind to yourself. Please don't overdo it trying to get everything done. I do that a lot, and it just doesn't feel good because it leaves you feeling unaccomplished when the next week you're like, oh my gosh, all this stuff is rolling over. So really look at everything that's on your to-do list and schedule it out accordingly. Don't put too much on your plate. And also, when you're making your schedule, if you're writing it out, like I recommend people to do, don't write chicken scratch. Like, take your time and make sure that it's clear and not cluttered. Okay. Um, so this is something that I would go back and tell myself and anyone that's just starting your journey. I highly recommend finding a mentor, a coach, someone that could help you doing as much research as you can as possible, finding all the free stuff that's out there, and then finding a coach or mentor that you connect with, even if it's not me. Of course, I would love for y'all to go on y'all's journey with me, but let's face it, you need to find someone that fits your personality, and I'm not for everyone. For those that I'm for, we're good. But you need to find a coach or mentor that you know that can back up their information, that knows what they're talking about, that's really going to care and nurture your brand. So I do find that important when you're finding coaches, because when I was looking for a coach some years ago, I found people that were selling things, but I didn't find anyone that was going to nurture my brand and like really be there for me. So that's my coaching style, but find something that best fits your own personality. But if you feel like I would be a good match with you, you need the extra help or accountability, and you want me to help you reach your goals, I am starting my next course on January 7th through March 13th. It is a 10-week program. We'll be meeting on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. And I just want to let all of you guys know that. So if you want to continue your journey with me, I would love to help you out, reach all of your goals as a solo artist here at Mattress Actress Academy. So, do any of you have any questions about anything, camming, PSO, or the course? I'm going to look on my phone in case y'all are typing. Y'all can just unmute yourself and talk too. It's easier for me, but I got my phone open in case y'all type any questions.
I have a question. This is Annie.
Hey.
Hey, um, can you tell us what can you mention what do you think is a bad time of the day to start trying to take calls, or it just depends.
Okay, so I love and hate this question. So I feel like you have to get yourself on a schedule, and no matter what days and times that you stick to, if you're consistent with those days and times, you will attract customers because guys are on all the time.
Uh-huh.
What I like working, what I feel like no matter, I feel like overnights are great, and I feel like no matter what day of the week it is, I can get on overnight and make money. But that's not for everybody, and not everybody wants to work that shift. I find the hours of 2 a.m. Central Standard Time till about 10 a.m. are really good.
Okay.
But then again, I got on cam on a random Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and was on for a couple hours and made a few $100s. So it's hard to ask someone what's a good time to work for you.
Right.
But if you're
And
putting in 20 to 30 hours consistently, the same times, same days of the week, you should be making your goals.
okay, yeah, because I'm just only looking at PSO.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're just starting your journey, TalktoMe would be what I recommend first because it allows you to get practice, a lot of practice before you're technically on their site. You do get paid for it, but you have to do 300 minutes before you're officially on there. And then getting into Niteflirt. And if you're in my course, I tell all my students to get on 3. So if you can get on Sex Panther, cool. If you can't get on Sex Panther, the third one I would say would be I Want Bone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm already on Niteflirt. That I was the one talking to you in chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I had started like maybe 10 months ago and then stopped in July and then picked it back up. So
Okay.
yeah,
You have 6. Make sure you have at least 6 listings.
I do.
Okay, cool. You got an ignore listing?
I do. I took it down this morning because I'm the one that sent you the picture of the my on Canva.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't I recorded. I didn't understand how that listing came like that, but it was different from the others because I recorded a greeting and it had me as a pre-recorded and not where they could call me, so I couldn't figure it out. So I just deleted it and I'm about to do it over.
Okay. Make it in the other category.
I did.
Okay, cool.
Now that I've deleted it though, it won't let me go back and select other. Other is blacked out.
You fully deleted that listing, and then on
Yeah.
Nightflirt there's 2 different other categories.
Yeah, other period won't let me like I saw the other one you're talking about,
Mhm.
but the one where you see other first, it doesn't let me select it anymore. I'm like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
If you don't have that listing and you're still having that help, you might want to email them to see why you can't access that listing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I wanted to do something for you guys that came to the webinar tonight. And I didn't like post it on any flyer or anything because I wanted to see who was going to show up. But 2 lucky people tonight are going to get an audit on one of their platforms. So I am going, please don't exit out of this Skype when we get off of here. And I'm going to write everyone's name down and then draw 2 winners to do either a Niteflirt audit, a cam audit, an audit on one of their clip sites. So I thought that would be fun to at least get y'all help, whatever site you may need help with, to do that. Otherwise, thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate y'all showing up. All right, I will. No one has any other questions. If not, I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all are in the Telegram group and
I
stay
got one
updated
question.
there. Okay.
With the express pay, it's been a while. Once you start, like, because I got my first payout Saturday that went out, it has not hit my account. So it takes about, from what I see the schedule and from what I remember, it takes about 5 or 6 days depending on your bank, right?
And then it was like a Christmas and Kwanzaa and stuff.
Yeah.
So just give it a second. But once you start getting those payouts, that express payout hit you almost every day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I always used when I was on there.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
all right. I'll see y'all all in the Telegram group.
Okay.
Bye.